Hi guys. So today we'll start solving question number 16 to 30 from NOST for atomic structure. Now, first question is what is the potential energy of an electron present in nth shell? Guys, this is capital N, nth shell of B plus 3 ion. Okay. Now, as we all know, KLMN. Okay. These are the name of shells and value of N for K shell is 1, for L is 2, for M is it is 3, and for N it is 4. So they are asking us potential energy in fourth shell of B plus 3 ion. Guys, now we know the formula of total energy En is minus 13.6 into Z square upon N square. So total energy will become Z square for B plus 3 Z is equals to 4 and N they have given us 4. So square of 4 divided by square of 4 unit will get electron volt. 4 and 4, 4 square and 4 square will get cancelled out and total energy is minus 13.6 electron volt. Guys, you might take option C, but remember this is the wrong answer. Why? Because they are asking us potential energy. Now, ratio of total energy to potential energy to kinetic energy. We have already done this in class. So ratio of this is minus 1 is to minus 2 is to plus 1. So potential energy is twice of total energy. This is the formula which we can derive, and total energy is minus 13.6. So 2 into minus 13.6 will become minus 27.2 electron volt. Hence option D is the correct answer. Next, the kinetic energy and potential energy of electron present in third Bohr's orbit of hydrogen atom are. So energy in third Bohr's orbit. Guys, मैंने तुम लोगों को फर्स्ट 4 ऑर्बिट्स के लिए एनर्जी हाइड्रोजन की जितनी रहती है वो बाय हार्ट करने बोला है, which is minus 1.51 electron volt for hydrogen atom. Now they are asking us about kinetic energy. So guys, kinetic energy is minus of total energy. So this one will become minus of minus 1.51, which is plus 1.51 electron volt, and potential energy is twice of total energy. So this one will become 2 into minus 5.1.51, which is minus 3.02 electron volt. So guys, option B is the correct answer over here. Option B is the correct answer over here. Okay, guys, just give me a minute. My charging is running. Yes, guys. So next question is distance between fourth and third orbit of He plus is. Now, guys, they are asking us distance between two orbits. So delta R they are asking, and between which orbits? So fourth and third. Now, guys, radius in nth orbit. What is the formula for it? 0.529 into n square upon z is the correct formula. So, guys, over here we'll write 0.529 into n square. For fourth shell, it will become 4 ka square, which is 16 upon, for He atom they are asking us, so upon 2 minus 0.529 into, now n square, which is 3 ka square and it is 9, and divided by 2 for because Z for helium is 2. Okay, now from over here we can take out 2 as common and 0.529 as common, and 16 minus 9. So 16 minus 9 will become 7. So 0.529, let's assume it is 0.53 into 7 divided by 2. So 7 threes are 21, 2 will get carried forwarded out, and 7 fives are 35. So 37, so 3.71 divided by 2, which one will become 1.855 angstrom. Guys, remember this, in this formula unit is angstrom. Now over here answers are given, options are given in meter. So remember 1 angstrom is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. So final answer will become 1.85 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. And correct answer is option C over here. Next, what atomic number of an element X would have to become so that the fourth orbit around X would fit inside the first orbit of hydrogen atom? Guys, they are telling us that fourth orbit around X should fit, means it should become equal to that of first orbit of hydrogen atom, and radius in nth orbit, its formula is 0.529 n square upon z. And what they are asking us, so they are asking us what is the value of atomic number, means they are asking us z for x. Okay guys, now let's write down the formula. 0.529 into square of 4 will become 16 upon atomic number of z, which is equals to 0.529 into 1 ka square will become 1 upon atomic number of H, which is 1. So 0.529, 0.529 will get cancelled out, and Z of X will become equal to that of 16. So correct answer is C. Next, the ratio of velocities of electron in the third orbit and fifth orbit of Li plus 2. Guys, velocities in third orbit and velocities in fifth orbit. Formula for velocity in nth orbit is 2.18 into 10 raised to 8 into z upon n centimeter per second. So let's put down these values. Now z for lithium is 3. Okay, lithium plus 3 is 3, plus 2 is 3. Now ratio will become 2.18 into 10 raised to 8 into 3 upon, for third shell n is equals to 3, and 2.18 into 10 raised to 8 3 upon, for fifth shell n is equals to 5. Now 2.18 will get cancelled out, 10 raised to 8 will get cancelled out, 3 ones are 3 ones are. So velocity in third orbit divided by velocity in fifth orbit will become 5 will go up, and it will become 5 upon 3. So ratio is 5 is to 3. Correct answer is B. Next, if the radius of the second Bohr's orbit is r, then the third Bohr's orbit radius will be okay. So radius of second and radius of third they're asking. Just now we did a question on ratio. So 0.529 into n square upon z is the formula, and 0.529 into n square upon z is the formula. Now they have told us that radius in second orbit is r, and radius in third orbit they are asking. So 0.529, okay, 0.529, so 0.529 will get cancelled out. So let's not write it down again. Okay, and similarly z and z will get cancelled out. So n square we just have to do. So for second shell, radius n is equals to 2, and 2 ka square will become 4, and for third shell it will become 9. So radius in third orbit is 9 upon 4 times r. 9 upon 4 will become 2.25 r, and correct answer over here is option D. Next, which state of B plus 3 has the same orbit radius as that of ground state of hydrogen atom? Okay guys, so they are asking which state has same radius as that of ground state of hydrogen atom. That means radius of nth shell of B plus 3 should become equal to that of radius of first shell of hydrogen atom. Why first shell? Because ground state is nothing but first orbit. Okay, so formula is 0.529 into n square upon z, which is equals to 0.529 into n square upon z. First formula is for B plus 3, second is for H. Okay guys, so 0.529, 0.529 will get cancelled out. So let's cancel it out first. So these two values will get cancelled out, and n we need to find out for B plus 3. So n square will become equal to n square ground state. So n square 1 ka square upon hydrogen atomic number is 1 upon z for beryllium is 4. So n square will become equal to that of 4, and n will become equal to that of 2 for beryllium. So answer B is the correct answer. Next, what is the frequency of revolution for an electron present in second orbit of hydrogen? Guys, what is the meaning of frequency of revolution? So number of revolutions a particle takes inside an orbit is called as frequency of revolution. So this is the orbit and this is an electron. So number of revolutions it is taking per second is called as frequency. The formula for frequency becomes velocity divided by 2 pi r, circumference. Okay. Now velocity, what is velocity? Formula for velocity is 2.18 into 10 raised to 8 into z upon n. The whole thing divided by 2 pi into 0.529 into n square upon z into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Guys, over here also I have made one mistake. Above formula is in centimeter per second, but below we are taking meter. So either you have to convert meter to centimeter, or else you have to convert centimeter to meter. So let's convert centimeter to meter. Okay. So over here we'll write down 6. So we'll get in meter per second. So let's start solving. 2.18 into 10 raised to 6 into, they are asking for second orbit. Okay, and z for hydrogen is equals to 1. So 1 upon 2, the whole thing divided by 2 into 3.14 into 0.53 into 4 upon 1 into 10 raised to minus 10. So guys, 2 will get down and we'll get 4 into 2, 8. 8 into 2, 18. Sorry, 16. So 2.18 divided by 3.14. 2 into 4, 8. 8 into 2, 16 into 16 into 0.53. Guys, see, this calculation is quite lengthy. So let's round off a little bit. This one will become 10 raised to plus 10. Okay, so let's round off a little bit. So frequency I'm carrying out over here. Frequency is equals to 2.18 into 10 raised to 16 upon 3.14. Let's assume 3.14 as 3 and 0.5 as 0.53 as 0.5. Okay, so 3 into 16 into 0.5 will become 4, and this one will become 2.18 divided by 12 into 10 raised to 16. So let's assume 2 ones are 2 6 are. So answer will come in the range of 1 upon 6 into 10 raised to 16. So one upon 6 into 10 raised to 16. Okay, I have made one mistake. So 16 into 0.53 will give us 8. Okay, this is 8 over here. Okay, so 16 into 0.53 will give us 8. So 8, so this one will become 24. So 2 ones are 2, 12s are 24. So 1 upon 12. So answer will come around 0.12 8s are 84 and 12 9s are, sorry, 12 8s are 96. So 12 8s are 96. तो 0. नहीं, ये भी नहीं होगा. 0.008, ठीक है, इंटू 10 रेस टू 16 विच इज इक्वल्स टू, ये 2 पॉइंट अगर आगे लेके जाएंगे तो 8 इंटू 10 रेस टू 14 पर सेकेंड, एंड करेक्ट आंसर इज डी ओवर हियर. Okay, next question guys. An electron travels with velocity of x meter per second. For a proton to have the same de Broglie's wavelength, the velocity will be approximately. Guys, they are telling us that de Broglie's wavelength for electron and this proton is equal, and they're asking us that what velocity should this proton have so that it will have same de Broglie's wavelength, and velocity of electron is x meter per second. So what is the formula for de Broglie's wavelength? H upon P, which is nothing but H upon mv. So H upon mass of electron into velocity of electron will become equal to H upon mass of proton into velocity of proton. H will get cancelled out. So mass of electron into velocity of electron will become equal to mass of proton into velocity of proton. Now we all know that mass of proton is 1 upon 1837 times mass of electron. So let's put down these values. Mass of electron into velocity of electron is given as x, which is equals to mass of electron upon 1837 times velocity of proton. Mass of electron will cancel out. Velocity of proton is equals to 1837 times x. And correct answer is C over here. Just they have rounded it off to 1840. Okay, so correct answer is C. Next, according to Bohr's atomic theory, which of the following is incorrect? Potential energy is of electron is proportional to z square upon n square. No, guys, this is wrong. Potential energy is minus z e square upon r square. Okay, so r square, so it is directly proportional to z, and they have written z square. So this is wrong, and they are asking about the correct statement. The product of velocities of electron and principal quantum number should be proportional to z square. Product of velocity and principal quantum number, na guys. So velocity is equals to 2.18 into z upon n. Okay, so velocity is directly proportional to z. So again, option B is also wrong. Now guys, there is one printing mistake over here in option C. It should be z cube. The frequency of revolution of electron in an orbital orbit is directly proportional to z square upon n cube. This is the correct option. And frequency of revolution, what is the formula for frequency of revolution? It is velocity upon radius. Now formula for velocity is 2.18 into 10 raised to 8 into z upon n, the whole thing divided by 0.529 into n square upon z. So z will get z will get flipped out, and we'll get 2.18 into 10 raised to 8 upon 0.529 into z, and z will become z square, n and n square will become n cube, and this is directly proportional to z square upon n cube. Hence option C is the correct answer. Next, the number of waves produced by an electron in one complete revolution of nth orbit is, guys, its answer is n. This is a theoretical question. Now we all know that electron can behave as a particle as well as a wave. So in first shell, if proton and one electron is present in first shell, so it can only take one wave. Okay, it exists as a one single wave. This is a wave. Usually we write it down like this, but I am drawing it inside of orbit, so I am just showing it like this. Okay. Now, if it is present in second orbit, guys, if it is present in second orbit, then this electron can travel in two waves. Okay. Now, this will looking a little bit weirder, but it will form two waves. Let's assume that this is second orbit, length of this second orbit, so it will form two waves. It will form two waves, and then you have to put it inside a circle. Okay. Okay. So guys, value of number of waves produced by an electron in one revolution is always equals to n. Just remember this. Okay. So next, electronic transition in He plus ion takes from N2 to N1 shell such that 2N2 plus 3N1 is equals to 18, and 2N2 minus 3N1 is equals to 6. Guys, from this we can directly find values of N1 and N2. Let's add these two. So this one will get cancelled out. So 4N2 will become equal to that of 24. Hence N2 is equals to 6. And let's put value of N2 in first equation. So 2 into 6 will become 12 plus 3N1 will become equals to 18. So therefore 12 will get over that side. So 3N1 will become equal to 6 and N1 will become equal to 2. Now guys, they are asking us what will be the total number of photons emitted when electron transits to n1, means it is transiting from n2 to n1. N2 is 6 and it is going towards 2. So number of photons emitted when when transition occurs from sixth shell to second shell. Now guys, what is the formula for number of photons emitted? It is nothing but delta n into delta n plus 1, the whole thing divided by 2. So delta n is 6 minus 2, which is equals to 4. So 4 into 4 plus 1, which is 5, the whole thing divided by 2. So 4 into 5 will become 20 upon 2, which is equals to 10. So correct answer is option D. Next, select the incorrect graph for the velocity of an electron. Okay, guys, there is one problem in this question. This question is not complete. They should have written something over here, but nothing is over here. Okay, so this question is incomplete. So you can skip this for now. Next, which of the following expression represents, question number 29, which of the following expressions represents the spectrum of Balmer series if n is the principal quantum number of the highest energy level? Okay, so n2 is n, and for Balmer series n1 is equals to 2. What is the formula for frequency, guys? Frequency is equals to RH into z square into 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. Now z for hydrogen atom is 1. So let's put down these values. RH into 1 square is 1. So let's not write it down. Upon 1 upon n1 ka square, which is 4, minus 1 upon n2 ka square. This is the answer, guys. And as you can see, none of these answers are matching. But there are some answers in the terms of 4n square, 4n square. So we can just try to cross multiply. RH will become, which is equals to RH into n square minus 4 upon 4n square. Okay, now even after cross multiplication, none of these answers are matching. So we have to use this formula that a square minus b square is equals to a plus b into a minus b. Okay, in mathematics you write it down inverse of it, that a plus b into a minus b is equals to a square minus b square, but it is one and the same. So we'll write down n minus 2 into n plus 2 upon 4n square into RH. This is the correct answer, guys. Let's see where it is matching. So option B is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer over here. Next, multiple of fine structure of spectral lines is due to. Okay, ekdam simple hai. See, I have told you that usually in spectrum we find a single line, but sometimes we find more than one lines. Like in hydrogen spectrum, we can see more than one lines. One blue line, so sorry, two blue lines. Hydrogen spectrum looks like this: two blue lines, and then after certain distance, one red line. So why multiple lines are being seen? Because of presence of multiple sublevels. Okay, so B is the correct answer because hydrogen atom has more than one level. As we go up, these levels become smaller. So electron can come from highest level to the first level, or second highest level, third highest level, like this. Because of this, we see multiple levels and multiple fine structures. Okay, so guys, these are the first 30 questions.